I'm gonna need y'all to like the video and comment if you want, but turn your post notifications on so you know the next time I drop.
That you don't understand the concept of sacrificing your ego for the better good. Like, think about it like this. A woman in today can make the decisions to be this independent, powerful woman, or this whatever it is that society's painting it as. But sadly, what comes with power is responsibility. And at some point, people who are in powerful positions, who claim to be leaders, need to make sacrifices, but you're not willing to sacrifice mere clothing on your body to seize a relationship in which is good for your future. Does that not make sense?
It don't make sense to them, but I'll make it make sense for y'all. Okay, what he's saying is that with leadership comes sacrifice. Okay, and the makings of a real leader is going to make sacrifices for the group if they're going to lead. You are not even willing to sacrifice not wearing certain clothes, so how can you be fit to lead? And they don't even probably agree with none of that. They probably like leadership is only based off of how I feel. If I feel like I'm the leader, then I'm the leader. The fuck is you talking about, nigga?
I see so many TikToks talking about how being an independent woman is so much better, and it's amazing that you don't have to depend on anyone else. But I'm exhausted. I own my own house. I can pay my own bills. I work full-time 5 days a week. I'm a full-time single mum, and I think it's just exhausting because of how lonely it can be. So I go out, I go clubbing just to be surrounded by people, or my one night a week that I don't have my baby boy, and I'm lonely, and it's sad because all I do is cook, I clean, I take care of my son, and I work, and I hate this system, and I hate the dating scene. If you've been single, you know what the dating scene looks like in 2023. It's non-existent. It's a bunch of just people in hookup culture, and as much as I've tried to do that, it's not for me. It just makes me feel worse about myself.
It's interesting. I didn't really know that other demographics were experiencing the same thing, where, you know, they women drunk the Kool-Aid, and on top of that, she's a single mom. It's like, yeah, man, you know, it's over for you. You know, we ain't doing it. You know, I don't know though. I don't know. I'm not part of their culture, but I don't think that white women are stupid enough to disparage stepdads.
I did OF and I regret it badly. I'm really outing myself here, but maybe this video will help some people. I did OF for about 3 months. I'm just going to tell you some things that might help you if you're considering doing it. I think a few things that you should consider first is, are you willing to put in the time to do this? Are you willing to be cringe, and also setting boundaries for yourself? Because it's so easy to start getting some money and just going past what you're actually comfortable with. That Anna Paul and all these creators glamorize OnlyFans, and a lot of young girls think, oh, it's gonna be so easy to make money, but in reality, if you don't have a following, it's a fucking grind. You have to be all over all the social media platforms at all times. You have to be on Twitter, Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. You have to be talking to people on the actual app itself. So it is a full-time job in itself, and I was working at the time and I was struggling to fit it all into my day. So I think another thing would be to set time in the morning or the afternoon when you want to talk to people, because you want to make money, and you just start getting, you know, it starts getting out of control talking to people all day long. You will do some fucking cringy ass shit. So I signed with an agency towards the end, and they kind of took all rights of my OF, and they were making me do some cringy TikToks that just did not sit right with me. So I think like after doing that was when I was like, this is actually not who I am and not who I want to be on the internet at all. I will be honest with you though, I did it from the end of April until early August, and I think I made about 10,000 Australian dollars. So you can make money on there if you want. I could only commit my time part-time, but if you're doing it full-time and you really wanted to make money, then you know, you just have to consider all these other things, like is it who you want to be, is it in line with, you know, who you are. Reason that I did it is because I wanted to move overseas and I needed an online job that I could do anywhere. So that's why I just hustled for that small amount of time, and I wanted to do that. But I wish I had thought about it much harder than I did, because I regret it and I wish I didn't do that. It was a weird part of my life. And also, don't be surprised if people that you know sign up to your OF. I think I got maybe 120 subscribers in that time that I did it, and you'd be surprised. A lot of them are people that you used to work with, people that you used to go to school with. Don't always believe things that you are seeing online. All of these people on TikTok are doing these cringy videos to go viral, and you're falling for it, and you are sharing it, you're commenting on it, and you're making these videos go viral. I think you know the girls that I'm talking about. And yeah, they're killing it. They're making a lot of fucking money because people are curious. Let me know if you've got any questions in the comments, and I'd be happy to help you.
I didn't really understand how bad that OF epidemic was, but they do talk about it a lot on like those predominantly white podcasts. I peep in on all of it. You know what I was thinking while she was saying that? I was thinking like, I bet I could learn a whole lot of marketing strategies from watching somebody market OnlyFans.
As soon as a woman calls herself independent, that's a red flag to me. We don't like independent women. We do like self-sufficient women, but there's a major difference between the two. We don't mind self-sufficiency. A woman that has her own career, her own place, cars, money, businesses, we don't mind that. But the minute you start to idolize your independence is where we see red flags, because there's a certain spirit that comes along with that. It's the I don't need anybody paradigm. Let's flip it. How would women feel if they met a man and every time he spoke, he sounded like, I pay my own bills and they're all in my name. I live on my own. I don't need nobody. She'd probably say like, bro, you're an adult. You're supposed to do that. Like, are you good? Like, is there a chip on your shoulder? Like, but even deeper to the point, I'll never make my woman feel like I don't need her. Can you imagine how I would look to a woman who liked me if I walked around shouting how independent I am or how I don't need anybody? Like, imagine how that would make her feel. Nah, I'm waking up every day and reassuring her that I want her, I desire her, and I need her. I'm not a weak man for admitting I need my woman. But I'm worried that some women are so attached to that independent teaching that they're going to independent themselves right into a lonely life. Or worse, form an attachment but still perceive the relationship through an independent field of view. Independence is counteractive to a relationship. Interdependence is important, but independence, that's an oxymoron. It's like, what are you independent of? When they actually ask themselves the question, it's supposed to roll off their tongue easily. I'm independent of you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's what they want to say. And, you know, it's supposed to provoke the thought of, why in your mind do you want to be independent of me if we're supposed to be in a relationship?
Now it's no longer independent women. It's all about soft girl era.
What is the soft girl? Maybe I'm just too damn old. Soft girl.
So the soft girl era is this era where the women are in their femininity, apparently, where they are doing the bare minimum for themselves and waiting for the men to come and take care of them now.
Interesting.
That's what the soft girl era is. Having to be independent for so long.
Yeah.
They don't like it, you know, because that's them thriving in their masculine energy.
Yeah.
Because that's what the man is supposed to be for. They're supposed to be here to provide for you and protect you. They got a taste of what they don't want, which is what we have to deal with. So now it's like, oh, this is too much. Now let me go back to my
Wow, that's so interesting.
femininity and stay in there and wait for a guy to come and take care of me.
AP, that's it.
See, all the videos I watched, they wasn't saying wait for a guy. Matter of fact, it was only one woman who alluded to it. You would have to turn it to a pick-me if you want to attract a guy in your soft girl era, but they don't want to say that. So I never heard them actually say anything about the main source of what's going to allow them to even be able to experience their life like that, which is a man. Just off the videos I've seen. The one woman, she slightly alluded to it. She said something along the lines of allowing myself to be taken care of. By who? You know what I mean? I would have to hear that. And what's happening is you got guys like this that maybe he saw a video that mentioned that, but I have not heard them bend the knee and say, hey, I need my man. Because if you say you need your man, then, we're going to come running. But until then, we're not about to play this little whatever.
Why is it do a woman feel like that she always got to say something to him that she knows is going to bruise his ego?
I'm so glad you asked that. Can I answer?
Please.
So I remember you and I, we weren't even married. We were dating. And I told you something and you said, Tiffany, it's not what you said. It's the spirit behind how you said it. And when you said that, it stung me. With women, the reason why most of us can sometimes be overly vocal is because when I am fully submitted to you, where you lead me affects my life. And if you're leading me in the wrong direction, it is natural for me to say, hey, stop. We're going the wrong way. I love you, but I'm not willing to die with you in this bad decision.
I agree.
So what I've learned is I can pray to God, and in the moment, God will either tell me, Tiffany, be silent, or the other part, he will say, Tiffany, pray about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the way to be able to say this to your husband without offending your husband.
Yeah.
Because another dangerous thing is when a man has a lot of yes people around him.
You're right.
And then a woman has no voice to be able to say, I'm your helpmate.
I agree.
I'm not trying to bruise your ego, but I'm trying to help you not make this awful decision. But once again, it is the spirit behind how I say it.
And the timing.
I was like, but I agree with that. That stuff, that's a lot of self-reflection. And so what I didn't like is like, I'm not going to stay on this ride with you. And it's like, it's supposed to be to death do us part. So if I'm, maybe I might be taking us into a place where you just don't understand. You know what I mean? I'm leading you. And sometimes there are things that are going to be outside of your understanding. And even if I explained it to you, you wouldn't understand it. And you're going to have to just sit back and chill and enjoy the ride. What happens in those moments where there's this complete disagreement? And she answered it, which was, I'll go and pray. And God is going to tell me how to say it to you in the right spirit. And if he don't, then I'm going to pray some more. But I'm not going to jump out the car because of my perception. That's what I kind of had an issue with. But,
The truth is, when you're dating a girl that's very, very independent, she's probably always going to say no anytime you ask her, does she need anything? And as toxic as you may think that is, we all have our baggage. And then when you are in a relationship, you work through that trauma with that person if that's the person that you decided to be with. So if you want to help her to stop being so prideful in that sense, and yes, she needs to be working on her trauma too if she is overly independent. I have to say things for clarity. But anyways, if you feel like you want to do something for her, just do it. Take that initiative, because when she sees you taking that initiative, it'll make her more comfortable and more trusting, and she'll feel like she can depend on you a little bit more. And just for clarity, independence is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But too much of anything can become a bad thing.
So read her mind, right? Read her mind. And then what it's going to do is it's going to make her more comfortable with you reading her mind. Like, that shit don't work. You have to be able to articulate yourself effectively. Why? Because I can't read your mind. I'm over here doing things. So if there's something you need to articulate that, Miss Independent. You need to humble yourself and control your ego and allow yourself the space to be able to ask for help that you so desperately need. Why? Because it does us both a service. The only person that's going to be gaining something out of that interaction, if I read your mind, is you. even if I do want to help you. But it's going to breed and elicit that same expectation. He was able to read my mind before. Why is he not doing it now? Well, maybe because I don't know what you're thinking. So that's horrible advice. Dog shit advice.
Let me share some tips on how to naturally give off feminine, classy vibes. So number one is stop telling all your business. That is like one of the biggest things that like I feel like women and like I guess men, this can go for men, anybody in general, telling your business. Stop telling people how much money you make. Don't ask people how much money they make. Leave that to the imagination. And anytime you get something designer or anything, a lot of people, the first thing they do is every single thing they get, they post. We get it. You have something nice, but when you tell people about it and when you talk too much about it, it gives off like you've never had anything nice. People who've always grew up or have always had something nice are used to luxury items. It's not something they have to show off. It's not something that they always have to tell. It just doesn't give a good look. There's a lot of people also looking at you that don't want you to succeed. So always be conscious of that as well. Number two, this is especially for my ladies, when it comes to men, be obsessed with yourself. Be so obsessed with yourself. And you know, I mean, I have struggled with this as well. Sometimes like we're so excited, especially when we really like a man, to hear from them, to see them. But no, don't beg for the attention. Don't beg for his attention. Be so obsessed with yourself. Fill your day with going to the gym, working on yourself, work, doing stuff, your passions, your hobbies. Because I promise you, once you become so obsessed with yourself and you show that you're so obsessed with yourself, he will have no other option but to be obsessed with you as well, because he knows like, hold on, wait a minute. Pouring into yourself, that's like the most attractive thing, you know, on anybody. I'm a busy woman. I'm loving myself. I'm pouring into myself during the day. If you want to be fit in the schedule, then let me know. This is how it's gonna go. Be that classy woman that is all about herself, that loves herself, and honestly, like I said, is obsessed with herself. Number three, this is, I think, to me, one of the most feminine qualities a woman can hold is being uplifting and positive to others. So classy and feminine when a woman is just naturally nurturing, and she's not a mean girl. She's a girl's girl. She's nice. She, you know, she gives advice when is needed. She cares about people. She cares about the people around her. You know, honestly, just being naturally nurturing, to be nurturing, be nice to people, you know, listen, give advice. It's not nice to talk about other people, and it's not cute to talk about people, especially when it's negative. Constantly gossiping or saying bad things about others, it's not where it's at. It just shows how much you don't love yourself and you are comfortable with yourself. I always say this: respect your body, yourself, others, and your space. Doing little things each day. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be everything, but simple things like making your bed and vacuuming. Take care of yourself and your space. Add your flavor. Decorate. I always think it's so feminine because it's a woman decorating her nest, taking care of her nest, taking care of her home. A lot of people have so much, I always feel like this, have so much to always say about what's classy dressing wise. I'm gonna be honest with you. Me personally, I believe that dressing in what you're confident in is the classiest thing you can do, because confidence will outweigh anything. Give off an energy that cannot be replaced. And last on my list today is diving into self-care. Self-care is very much unique to the individual. Care does not always have to be facials, doing your makeup, doing a face mask, lighting a candle. It does not have to be that. Care can be going to therapy. Self-care can be reading a book. Self-care can be watching your favorite YouTuber or watching your favorite movie, snuggling up. That is self-care. Anything that is taking care of yourself and your mental and growing. You won't put up with fake friends, dealing with anything less. Go do a little bit of shopping. So I'll see you guys soon. Adios.
She definitely got her a sponsor. Yeah, you know, a lot of those things was I can agree with. You know what I'm saying? A few dog shit ass points. Number one, be self-absorbed. That's really stupid. The reason why is because that's only gonna push away the man that you actually want. Okay? It's not gonna work. I'm just trying to help you out. All right, self-absorbed men don't look at that and say, God damn. You know what I liked about that bitch? She used to be so self-absorbed, man. I can't believe I let that go. You know what I'm saying? No nigga says that. That never happens. Okay, so being self-absorbed is a recipe for a disaster. All right, you need to be trying to pour into that man. Okay, and another thing she said, she did say, be clean. Clean up your house. Make your bed. I agree with that. Clean everything. She didn't say it all, but she, you know, she whimpered around that.
I only been in love like I think one time. Once I knew I messed that up, I'm in the gym every day going crazy. Like she see me, she gonna see like, damn, I f***ed up. I want to go get some more money. When she see me, I'm rich and I'm in shape. Ooh, she gonna regret this. So it made me so ferocious by the pain I went through. I'm talking about tears. Now I was like, damn, that was my fault. I was fucking a bitch in her car. I was doing dumb shit. So I always been in a position of power and just stepping on women and you gotta love me, I'm the one. I never was like, okay, let me give and take. But I told her, don't get married because I'm gonna come back and get you on a millionaire. So I know you regret it, baby. Didn't I tell your ass to get no damn kids and get married on me? Jack.
Not you fucking the bitch said, but don't go nowhere.
Yeah, for sure, because I still ain't got no kids or nothing.
Is it not an option for you to go get her?
Oh no. Once you have a kid like on me like that, I ain't taking care of nobody else's kid like that. I can't do it.
So you could cheat on her 100 times, take advantage of her.
Most
and then
definitely.
when she moved on, you can't take care of her extension.
Now I didn't do no permanent damage. See, I ain't got no
So
kids.
you did permanent damage to her heart.
Permanent damage is damage you can see, first of all. But yeah, he hit that right on the head, man. Especially when you that valuable. You have your pick of the litter, man. Look, I done made $1 million. I'm good. Shit. What do I look like taking care of some other man kids? I can find 20 of her. They out there. And you got your pick of the litter, man. Come on with all that. That man probably having way too much fun, you heard me?
No man leaves because you made a mistake. They leave because you made it a habit. Too many women get comfortable disrespecting their men.
Nah, she's spot on about that one. But a lot of these guys don't be leaving. They be taking that disrespect. They be taking it on the chin every day, every night. Sexless marriages, a lot of them. This is madness for sure. I'm gonna need y'all to like the video and comment if you want, but turn your post notifications on so you know the next time I drop.